the time being and shift our focus to some more important information that we're tracking. N. Chandrasekaran will step down as chairman of Tata Sons once his term ends in February next year and will not seek a reappointment, bringing an abrupt end to a nearly decade-long tenure in which he transformed India's biggest business group into a conglomerate spanning airlines, semiconductors, electronics, batteries and digital businesses. His departure follows disagreements within Tata Trusts regarding business performance and capital needs. The group's revenue and profits saw substantial growth under his leadership. Chandrasekaran's exit creates a leadership transition for the conglomerate. This occurs as the group makes major investments in new ventures. Earlier, Chandrasekaran proposed that the reappointment decision be deferred until a consensus was reached, a tradition upheld by the late Ratan Tata. Notably, Chandrasekaran joined the Tata Group in 1987. He became the TCS CEO in 2009 before taking over as Tata Sons Chair in 2017. His tenure as the chairman saw the group tackling major crises, including the Air India crash, pricing pressure at TCS, and a cyber attack at the Jaguar Land Rover. That's of course the information that we have, a decision that has been made which has been rather abrupt, but a decision has been made and he said that he is going to be there until a new person is appointed. Let's now quickly talk about the scale of the Tata Group, give you a bit of a backstory to understand how the Tata Group became what it did. Let's quickly in fact tell you a little bit about history as well. The Tata Group at glance was founded by Jamshedji Tata in 1868. The group was started 158 years ago. Number 2, 31 major businesses spanning technology, auto, steel, aviation, retail and more come under this group. Number 3, the Tata Group spans over 100 companies with global presence across 6 continents. Number 4, it combined annual revenue of Tata companies in fiscal year 2022-25 was over $180 billion. Number 6, Tata companies employ more than 1 million people worldwide. The group has 26 listed companies with combined market capitalization of $328 billion as of March 31st, 2025. Principal investment holding company and promoter of Tata companies is Tata Sons. In fact, it holds 66% of equity in Tata Sons held by Tata Trust. It is an unlisted company. Tata Sons is not traded on stock exchanges. Its consolidated income revenue in fiscal year 2024-2025 was 5.93 lakh crores. Its consolidated profit after tax in fiscal year 2024-25 was 40,985 crores. In fact, Tata Tea acquired British tea giant Tetley. Tata Steel acquired European steelmaker Chorus. Tata Motors acquired Jaguar Land Rover from Ford. Tata launched the Tata Zest, which strengthening its passenger vehicle portfolio. In fact, Tata Group won the bid to acquire Air India as well. Air India and Vistara merged, consolidating Tata's aviation operations. More on that front, in fact, as far as the milestones are concerned, is that Tata expanded aggressively into semiconductors and electronic manufacturing as well. Those are the details that help us give us an understanding on the scale at which Tata Group was established, what it became and how it became the name that it is in today's time being. Mr. Ajit Dua, former Commerce Secretary, joins us on the broadcast. Sir, appreciate you taking out time and being so patient with us. Your perspective, sir, on this exit that has taken place. Yes, we do have an understanding that there were a couple of conflicts in the middle, but what exactly do you make of it, sir?
Thank you for having me in this discussion and letting me air my views, which I must confess are no longer based on before me, which or any evidence which is not in public domain. Having said that, I would say that certainly the markets, as we have seen today, all the Tata companies have seen a virtual nosedive in their valuation ever since the announcement was made this morning that Mr. Tata Sons Chairman, Mr. Chandrasekhar, who had steered the entire Tata Group for almost 10 years, has decided not to seek a third term. Yes, there were conflicts. There were also rumors that unless everybody is unanimous about it, he might there is consensus. He might not agree to stay on, or he might not seek a third term. It was pretty obvious that consensus in the meeting, which is scheduled for the 18th of August, probably would not have come. That means all the Tata Sons directors and then the trustees who are in the companies which control Tata Sons, those probably would not have favored his. There would be odd persons or so, I would say, who would not have favored his continuation. I think Mr. Chandrasekhar did not want to face such a situation where he is only voted in by the majority and there continues to be an influential minority which did not want him. That would have made his next term rather tenuous because going to the trusts for various things is, there are half a dozen trusts which actually in turn, which earn control, let me put it, Tata Sons, and Tata Sons, as you explained, controls over 100 companies in 21 different business lines. Mr. Chandrasekhar wanted to probably avoid that situation. After all, he's been a professional all his life. He was an employee till about 10 years ago, an employee who headed TCS, the Tata Consultancy Services, very well, diversified it, made it big, a company which had been only about 3 decades ago, or 3.5 decades ago to be precise, people had never thought of India could be a digital economy driven company. The then founders of course were Tatas, the then CEO, the promoter in some ways, Mr. Fakir Chand Kohli, who had nobody believed in him, yet he went about it and gradually got Tatas into it, making TCS a global name. Infosys, Wipro, and TCS actually together thereafter revolutionized Indian services sector, Indian digital economy, which became a major player in the world IT business. So, and Mr. Chandrasekhar, when his term came, took it to even greater heights. So I would say that yes, his contribution to the group has been huge. TCS was actually just one of the several companies which he, because he's a specialist in that business, he built up. But even in others, he showed, and you have gone through with a lot of the companies, a lot of the acquisitions which were made in the last 10 years. That is why Mr. Ratan Tata picked him up rather than anybody else. There weren't many candidates in any case within the group. If it were, it would have to, or probably even in the Tata family. So he preferred to play safe rather than try out somebody else from the family. He gave charge to Mr. Chandrasekhar, and I would say he did live up to that expectation. That Air India could not be turned around cannot be entirely laid on his shoulders that he was to blame. Joe, it's now the fourth year that it's been with the Tatas. I think it was 21 end or 22 early when it came to them, because Air India has had problems of legacy for as a public sector company overstaffed and not government run, so to say. And that was taking time, whereas the competitors, say its competitor who now has a major share is Indigo, which is entirely private and which is a budget airline, largely now just gone into business class, etc. Whereas Air India was coming up with a mix and not giving up the routes where it had in the past, which it had in the past served, because it was a national airlines. So such giving up and running a national airline, which was the image of the country, which continues to be that, even if the ownership
Right.
has changed, it's not an easy job.
Right, so absolutely. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing your valuable perspectives with us on NewsX. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some more breaking news coming in. NewsX has accessed the report of Justice